Welcome back to the pregame. Time now for our talk with Coach Pedersen, presented by Hodge Construction. Coach, up on the road again, kind of a common theme for this year up at Mac Valley. Guys came out with a really big win, good all-around effort from those guys Friday night.
You know, we had 2 games in a row now where I thought we gave tremendous effort. We were very physical, and that's when we play physical football, we're hard to play with, and we have to make sure that we continue to do that. And I was extremely happy with the way that game turned out. I was proud of the kids throughout the course of the week. They chose, as did the coaches and myself and the athletic director, to go up and play at Maquoketa Valley and help that school out. Some people chewed our fannies for that. I don't really care. I don't listen to noise like that. We tried to help another community when they had a couple people that passed away. That's not right. That is completely the right thing to do, and we did the right thing.
Yeah, and it was a great ceremony. I know you weren't paying attention, but there at halftime, there were some tears in the eyes. It was much needed for them. I know that everybody at Mac Valley appreciated it.
Well, so that's the least we could do.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I mean, with those circumstances and having a game canceled, second time in 3 weeks that these guys are throwing a curveball during game week. Talk about just how they've been able to respond and not let that impact them and still be able to keep that focus.
Well, as we finally got their focus after a couple games this year and the injuries have started getting better until last week again, the resiliency of these kids is very good. They're getting better all the time, and they're still improving. They've got a long way to go because they're very young, but they are getting better each and every game, and I'm very happy with them right now.
Looking at the game on Friday night, Mac Valley, second week in a row that you had a dual threat quarterback that could run, could throw as well. Really were able to keep him in check, and aside from a few plays here and there, but just what's that defense been able to do to be able to get these guys out of their comfort zone?
We got a key on who the best people are, and we want to take away the plays that they like to run the best, and also, make sure that you're awake for some exotics, because you're going to get some of those this time of the year. And I think the defense has been very, very focused, and I'm really happy with them. And the offense, of course, has been really on fire now the last couple of games, and we hope that both phases continue to improve. And the special teams, I think, all year long has been very consistent. I know Kevin Braddock's done a really nice job. He took over for Kevin Crosswade, and Kevin did a good job here and had some job conflicts that he had to leave the program, and Kevin stepped in, and he's done a tremendous job.
Well, keeping the focus on that defense for just a little bit, one of the things as I was looking through stats, 13 takeaways that we've had. I think it's 7 fumbles and 6 interceptions or vice versa. But in addition to being able to take guys out of their comfort zone, they're opportunistic. They're finding those ways to be able to see that football and get it back for that offense.
Well, I think a lot of things that we do on defense create that. We did the same thing last year. We had a lot of turnovers, and we did a lot of things that give the ball back to us in good field position, and I think we're continuing to do that, and I'd like to play that way, and I know Tyler does as well, so it's working out for us.
Well, over on that offensive side, the key to that, and we've talked about it all year long, we've talked about it for years, that offensive line is really starting to gel. They're starting to get more assertive up there. I mean, Drake Berry was a guy that jumped out, but all 5 of those guys really starting to understand what it takes to be a successful offensive line, which makes you a successful offensive team.
You have to be diversified on offense, and no matter what level that you're at, you have to be able to run the ball, and you have to be able to throw it as well. And we were only a passing team early in the year, but now we can run. And we think we're more efficient and we're more dangerous that way because they don't really know exactly what we're going to do. So we're happy with the offensive line. They're getting better.
Well, and it helps when you've got Gavin Hirschman getting more comfortable. He got dinged up early. He's starting to trust himself out there a little bit more. He's got his first 3 rushing touchdowns and starting to look like the Gavin we were expecting to see coming into the year.
There's no question about it. He played with a lot of courage. He couldn't play against West Liberty. I think that game would have been a different game. And came back, and he's getting better all the time. The knee's feeling better. And, when he's be able to move around, he's a very dangerous quarterback. He's one of the better quarterbacks we've ever had at West Branch.
Well, and then running backs. Obviously, Andy Henson really starting to come into his own. Dom Culver got a couple of opportunities this past Friday night and was able to put some things together as well. So it's good that that line's doing those things and those backs are taking advantage of it.
Oh, no question about it. Andy's a future star as far as I'm concerned. And Dom's going in there now, and he's getting his senior year, and he's getting some chances to get on the field a little bit. It gives us an opportunity to rest Henson a little bit. And Dom has worked hard for what he's got.
On one other thing from Friday night, a guy that we've talked about most of the season as just showing his versatility, so many things. Caleb Sexton was having another good game. He got banged up. He's out, unfortunately, probably not going to see him much at all the rest of this season. But it's a big blow for him, but next man in, you got to see guys step up and fill where he was at.
Caleb was having a tremendous football season on offense and defense. Plus, he's a great snapper. We've got other snappers, but Caleb just, really gave us everything he had for a 147-pound kid. When I hear people say, well, my kid didn't go out for football because he was just too small, I think Caleb tells you just the opposite. Sometimes it doesn't make any difference how big you are that way. It's how big your heart is. And I've never really liked those excuses, and Caleb's the reason why. People like him come out and give everything they possibly can, and he proves that the size of you is really in your heart. It's not in your body.
Yeah, well, definitely he's going to be here supporting his guys the rest of the way, and going to need that. We've got a big 2-game stretch coming in here in the district standings. Starts with Durant here tonight. This is a Wildcat team that, until last week were undefeated. They've got some pretty good weapons offensively.
Well, they're tremendous. Their running back is Gary DeLong's grandson, I believe, and he's already getting Division I offers. And he's a tremendous running back. He's only a sophomore, and I think he leads the state in rushing. And we had a big task. The quarterback throws the ball better than people think he does, and they have some good receivers as well. So it's going to be a big challenge. There's no question about it. And we're going down there to try to pull off another win and continue to improve in our season. And I'll also mention on Saturday morning we always have weightlifting, and we have film sessions on Saturday. Well, 8 o'clock is when we do that. And then at 8 o'clock in the morning, here comes Caleb, and on his crutches and his mom hauling him in. He hadn't been out of surgery more than 5 or 6 hours, and now he wants to be back with his family. And that's what it's all about in this program, football family. And also Seth Franzoni was there. He had surgery at 4:30 in the afternoon, and it started a little later than that. And we saw him up at the game Friday night after he just came out. I think he still smelled of ether when he was up there. But then the same thing on Saturday morning, he was there as well. So it shows you that these kids are learning far more than football in this program. They're learning a lot about life, and that's what's important in this program.
Hopefully it translates down the road and also translate to a big win here tonight. Coach, thanks very much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
That is our talk with Coach Pedersen, presented by Hodge Construction. We'll be back with more of the pregame right after this. This is the Bearcast at westbranchfootball.com.